It's almost 2021 and it's gonna be, I'm sure, a new world, a new year. It's gonna be amazing, it's gonna be extremely positive, it's gonna be different from 2020, and I wanna make sure that we are focused on the right things in 2021. Hence, in this video, I put together a list of skills, both hard and soft skills, that we should all be focusing in 2021. So let's get started. One of the skills that is extremely important is ability to learn. So learning how to learn. In this day and age, access to information and access to knowledge is completely democratized. There's plenty of online courses. So ability to process information and to consume information is out there for you, and there is too much information to consume. Very few people actually have the ability to understand and process how they're going to be applying the knowledge in their day-to-day life. To master learning how to learn, ideally daily or on some regular cadence, you should be dedicating time into thinking and reflecting how is the information that I learned today or I learned this week can be applied to my life, can be applied to my business, can be applied to my relationship, you name it, whatever that is. If you do that, if you just dedicate even 20 minutes of the time into that critical strategic thinking of applying the knowledge that you have, that's gonna get you really, really far. There is a great book about the art of learning by Josh Waitzkin that I would highly recommend you to read, about how you can learn any skill and how you can immediately also apply the knowledge that you are learning. I'd love to hear from you guys. What kind of things are you going to be trying to apply in your life in 2021? Would love to hear your thoughts, so please leave them in the comment section down below. I would put a huge emphasis on no-code tools, ability to use a set of no-code tools. And if you're curious what no-code is, in short, no-code is an ability to create products without any usage or with very minimal usage of code. And I'm in the process of making a completely separate video about no-code and low-code movement. And no-code movement doesn't just give you an opportunity to improve things in your own life and the ability to launch products quickly, it's also becoming a very desirable and employable skill. So we're gonna be seeing a lot more professions with the title no-code engineer or automation engineer or low-code engineer. No-code is so powerful. I recently got on Twitter and there is a few people that I admire so much because despite being not technical, they just learned a few different no-code platforms, mostly such as Lending for landing pages, Airtable for databases, Zapier for automation, and then Typeform for collecting email addresses and collecting information from potential customers. They just learned a few different tools. And they have this incredible ability to build out into reality any type of idea that comes to their mind. And then, they would publicly kind of bring their audience through the journey of launching a specific product and then ultimately launch it publicly, which again, gives them a bunch of cred because they can directly have the distribution for that product that they've built. Another skill that I'm going to invest a lot more time in 2021 is personal finance. And this year has particularly been important in showing us how important it is to have financial literacy. Most of the world doesn't have any type of financial strategy. Granted, most of the world doesn't really make that much money, but even if you make a little bit of money, you can leverage that money to create more wealth for yourself and to be mindful about how you create that wealth for the future. So I would say financial literacy, understanding taxes, understanding 401k, understanding index funds, understanding the stock market, understanding crypto as a new emergent currency that might actually replace real currency is huge nowadays. I would also spend a big portion of your 2021 focusing on learning how to market. Marketing is becoming more and more important with time. Attention is now the thing that everyone, both people and companies, are fighting for. Attention is that scarce resource. I don't believe that people's attention span is becoming shorter because all of us have the ability to binge watch a TV show or to spend hours on end on TikTok. That is something that I have been guilty of since I got on TikTok about a week ago. Or, playing a video game. Attention span is not really a thing that we have a problem with. What we do have a problem with is the optionality of information and of the things that we can pay attention to out there in the world. And this is what you need to learn how to fight for and how to grasp. The the ability to grasp people's attention is going to be an extremely desirable and monetizable skill. It already is, of course, but it's going to become more and more desirable over time. And this is another skill that I would super urge you to understand and do, and to not disregard being a marketer, being a salesperson nowadays, despite it having a bad connotation prior to these years, is becoming extremely important. So please make sure to focus and to learn how to market, even how to market yourself in a job interview. Marketing is key. Lately, I've been realizing that ability to write and being a succinct and concise writer that can grasp people's attention is also extremely important. And even the ability to write for yourself and document your thoughts is very powerful. I think that whoever writes has the power. I also think that ability to write makes you a clearer thinker. I've heard Dave Perel say this recently, and Dave Perel is an incredible writer. He has a writing course. You can check out his Twitter account. He tweets very interesting and insightful thoughts about life, about companies, about processes, about art. He once was talking about Neil deGrasse Tyson, and how Neil deGrasse Tyson said that anything that he says publicly, he has previously written down. Because the ability to write things down will clarify your thinking, will clarify your opinions, will clarify your life principles, your thoughts, even your strategy on, your personal life or the company that you're working for or that you're running. And last but not least, as a bonus, I want to add adaptability and taking responsibility as another skill. 2020 has been a tough year for everyone around you, I'm sure, and probably for yourself. And I noticed that people who were adaptable and people who took responsibility for their own life, for their own action, and for their own situations were people who came out with the most learnings and with the most results, probably. Even if the result was just being in a good mental state of mind. And I notice more and more that people who are generally complaining, victimizing themselves, blaming things on the world, on the political system, on their friends or family or employer, they're not really going very far in their life. Ability to take responsibility, to reflect upon yourself, on any of the things that are happening in your life, is the ability to move forward and to grow as a person and to grow as a professional. If you're able to take responsibility for your own actions, own whatever is happening to you in your personal life or in your professional life, then you would be able to create a plan, a set of actions for yourself to improve the things that you can control. If you're constantly blaming the world, blaming others, blaming your loved ones, or blaming whatever that is that you're blaming in your life, then you cannot take action. So in 2021, I want you to take responsibility. I want you to adapt and emerge from the conditions that you happened to be in, whatever that might be. 2020 has been extremely unexpected. No one has expected to be in a worldwide pandemic. Being on lockdown was completely out of our control. But what was in our control is how we thought about it, what actions we took in these new circumstances, what skills we decided to learn, what we decided to prioritize, how we decided to think day to day. That was completely in our control. And no matter what 2021 is gonna bring, no matter what kind of unexpected surprises, hopefully positive ones that are gonna be in 2021, I want you to be adaptable to the new circumstances, and I want you to be able to take responsibility and control. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm curious what kind of things you're going to be focusing on in 2021. I would appreciate if you left your thoughts in the comment section down below. I love reading your guys' feedback and have that ability to communicate with you, so I would really appreciate it. But for now, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I hope you have taken note on the things you should be focusing on in 2021, and bye for now.